Hello YouTubers, this is Optimus Prime G1 and I have for you the Encore Devastator from Takara. This issue we will be looking at the forming of Devastator. We've seen the box, we've seen the individual robots, we've seen the individual vehicles. Now we will see the big guy himself in all his glory with the parts that originally came with the Takara reissue. So, without any further ado, let's get to it and build the icon, the man, Devastator. So we'll get some of these out of the way first, because we only need to start with 2 of these pieces. We will start with the feet. So, first and foremost, switch sides, guys, because you're on the wrong sides. Alright. Now, I left his head out because it actually makes it easier for the transformation by leaving his head out a little bit out. Just because of the way he stands, with his head's all the way in. So, first we put the robot's arms down, and we get him in a position like this. And we can push the head in a little bit just to get it to the point where it's where I want it. There we go. And that should hold it at that spot. Oh, no. I gotta get it in a little more. Well, the head had to go all the way in. I couldn't keep it out like I wanted to. So hopefully it'll still be stable. Now here's what I did before in the Mix Masters review. I showed you this. Even though it's not what I intended. You pull that out and pull it around and you have his other leg all ready to go. So at this point, we grab this piece. This piece will hook to the back of Scrapper here, if I can get it there. It's a tight fit. I want to take it easy here. I don't want to break anything. There we go. I got it good. And this is the part I'm telling you that sticker moves on me because of how this thing attaches here. So I am probably going to have to get a Repro label sticker. And this is where I said I might end up doing this off camera and just having them fully assembled for you, because I was afraid I was going to get some growing pains here with forming Devastator. And I am getting those growing pains. Devastator with growing pains, never a good thing. Okay, so now we have that piece. We'll scan up a little bit for the next part. Next part is we take this guy. We bend him in half. This part comes down. This will go right between his legs here. That's what she said. Sometimes it's actually better to have this on this piece already to begin with, but I was trying to do it from a different standpoint. And this is not going very well. Just as I figured. I may take this part of the video out, I'm not sure. I might leave it in, I don't know yet. Put his leg back on. This time stay on you. Okay, we got that hooked good. Well, as good as we are going to get. I am going to put a piece on now. It's basically the crotch piece. And there, he is coming quite along well. So, we have our first 3 stages. A leg, and the waist. Let's back up a little bit so we can get the next stage in. And the next stage is going to be, I have to rearrange my light a little bit. The next stage will be the top. Now, I showed this in Hook's review as well, so what we want to do is we want to take this apart, slide this around like this, because that'll actually be where Bone Crusher adds on. We want to fit this right. We want to fit this right between these. Okay. And we want to get the head. And put the head on here. Now this part is going to be a pain in the butt, I think. No, it actually went on pretty nicely. I was surprised. Okay, now we attach here. There's a peg here and there's a peg over here. The peg comes down from the top here, and this one is a hole where this has a peg. So there is the formings of Devastator. We're almost there. We have a couple more pieces left. So let's get to the other pieces. I'm going to do Scavenger first. So let's get Scavenger. Pull out his pin. Now his pin will go up top here. There's actually a slot for it. Right there. And it will slot right in. Like that. Oh, and his leg fell off again. Oh, this is not going well. But we'll persevere and get through it. He's starting to get a little top-heavy here, so. Then we'll take his arm and attach his arm. And then you could add this across here or pull it back this way, however you like it. I usually do that just to get it out of the way. And you can turn this up for extra arm. Now for Bone Crusher, I'm going to add the arm on ahead of time for Bone Crusher, because his goes underneath here. So I'm going to add that on first. This one you can't really pose very well because it's limited. And then this one will just go on his peg up here. And then we have the infamous chest piece. And there you have Devastator in all his G1-ish glory. So, let's back up a little bit. And that's what it looks like with all the pieces that come with Encore Devastator in the Encore box. I'm not going to mess with him too much because of his instability. Well, I'll try to do my best with a 360-degree turn though. You can see this one arm is very loose. He doesn't have that bad of a profile. I mean, you have his big dump truck butt. This is pretty stable there because of this piece being all assembled like that. And he doesn't have that bad of a profile. It's not bad at all. It's just that there's no posability really with this figure. So you can't move the legs. You can move the arms a little bit, but they are hindered. Even with the power even with the extra whole other piece, he still is limited as far as posability, but he has more posability than he does here. His arms still have limited posability, but you make up for it in more in the legs and the waist than you do with what you have here. What you see here is pretty much what you get. You have his arm that you can tell the right arm, which has more posability than the left arm, only because this is hindered. You would think they could have it so it came out like an extra piece out this way, but it wasn't. It was an 80s design, so it had what it had. I mean, considering it was an 80s design, actually it had some interesting posability for the arms, and it actually is one of my favorite of the gestalts. I don't know exactly how to say the word, so I'll butcher it any way I want. So he is my favorite of all of them. He is my ultimate favorite. Just because it's Devastator, and I think because it's just the, I don't know, it's just something about just Devastator that has always been my favorite of them. We'll do a quick size comparison. He is bigger than a Legends smokescreen. He is bigger than a Commander class Powerglide. And he is even bigger than a Scout class Windcharger. Now we'll actually bring in some real good comparison things to compare him with. That was just more for fun than anything else. So let's bring some actual larger sizes in to compare with. Okay, first we're going to bring in a Voyager size figure. So let's zoom out a little, just so we have more room. Change the lighting around a little bit. Okay, now we're going to move him over and bring in a Voyager size. And you can see he is definitely taller than a Voyager size. Voyager Sea Spray is a little more than halfway up him. Let's come down a little bit. Just going to crank down a little bit and tilt, just so you can see a better view of them together. Because I think the angle wasn't a clear angle, so I figured a little bit better angle would be better, so you can see more head on. So you can see he comes about to the chest of around about the chest piece of Devastator. So okay, so that's the Voyager class. Now let's bring in a Leader class. I didn't go with the standard size, only because I already knew he was taller than that, so I figured go with the two that he would be between. And I'm not going to get him to stand here, I guess. There we go. It's like I'm propping up against the back there. And you can see definitely he's about up to the Leader class, where the Voyager class was up to him. So he's like right in between the Voyager and the Leader class. He's like right between the two. So it's a pretty good size. I was going to bring one of the other gestalts in, but I didn't feel like building the other gestalt. So I didn't. So let's take the Leader out. And now, just for grins, we'll bring in his arch enemy, or that's what part of the series said. G1 Omega Supreme. And he is smaller than G1 Omega Supreme. And one last size comparison. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I got out another Gestalt. It is Computron, and compared to Computron, he is a little bit smaller. So, I just wanted to have a side-by-side comparison. I know I said I wasn't going to do it, but I decided to do it anyway. So, there's your side-by-side comparison with another combiner. So, this has been the actual Devastator review. Stay tuned, because the next review is going to be a review on the power parts. There is Devastator in all his glory. So just stay tuned. We will have a final review of XP-1, and that'll be the final of my Devastator series. So if you've been watching each video, which is basically an episode, we've done the original box. We did the box of the XP-1. That was the first video. The second video through the 7th video was all the figures. Individual figures with their robot modes and vehicle modes, and then we just did Devastator here. So the next video will be the XP-1, and that will be the final of the videos. And just cause we can and have done it, here's some Energon cubes for Devastator to munch on in the meantime. We'll get those out of there. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the XP-1 video. So until then, have a good day, and thank you for watching.